Gentlelady yields back. The gentlewoman from the District of Columbia, Ms. Norton, is now recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for this important hearing. Without the protections of statehood, the people who I represent, DC residents, are uniquely threatened by the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe versus Wade because of the Congress's undemocratic control over the nearly 700,000 DC residents. Since 1988, with few exceptions, Congress has used its control of DC's budget to prevent DC from using its local funds to cover abortion care for DC residents enrolled in Medicaid. When combined with the Hyde Amendment, which prohibits federal Medicaid funds from being used for abortion care, there is no possibility for DC residents enrolled in Medicaid to use that coverage for abortion care. In 2019, more than 20% of adults in the district were enrolled in Medicaid. Ms. Goss-Graves, what impact does it have on people with less income when abortion care is not covered by Medicaid?
You know, Roe versus Wade was always the floor. And for people who have low income, who have Medicaid or other federal health insurance, what it has meant is that access to abortion is not meaningful. And what we're seeing around the country right now, as additional hurdles are in place and people have to travel or seek care out of their community, we're now seeing that terrible situation where people couldn't access care who had low incomes dramatically extended. And the additional difference now are the painful criminal penalties that are falling on top of it. So DC residents already know some of this, and we also know it's going to get worse.
Thank you. Republicans have long expressed an interest in overturning the will of DC residents to ban access to abortion in DC. They previously tried to ban access to abortion after 20 weeks. Now, I was able to nullify or to overcome that. And they could try to ban access to all abortion were they to take control of Congress. Governor Youngkin in Virginia has also pledged to try and restrict abortion access in Virginia. So what we have is providers in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. These are the states that are aligned together, serve patients from as far away as Texas, Florida, and Georgia. Representative Shannon, what would it mean for patients from southern states if abortion becomes illegal in both DC and Virginia?
Well, as I mentioned before, and I want to correct the record on a few things, abortion absolutely is health care. When you have a miscarriage or an ectopic pregnancies, a lot of times abortion is the way that these things are resolved. And so this is the reason that you see across the world countries that have more restrictions on reproductive freedom and countries that outlaw abortion, they have higher maternal mortality rates. And statistically, you also see that when folks are allowed to exercise their reproductive freedom, they are able to bring down maternal mortality rates in areas. And so that completely makes a case about whether or not abortion is health care. So again, any attempts to outlaw abortion, no matter if you're talking about DC, Georgia, Texas, or any place, is going to create an issue like what we currently have going on in Georgia, where Georgia is serving as almost like an abortion hub, where folks are coming from other areas getting abortions in Georgia, and that creates a lot of issues for clinics who cannot accommodate the demand, and it really just puts care out of reach for many. And it boils down to then the only people who can actually get the health care that they seek are people who have resources. What's important to realize in all of this is that when a person has made a decision about whether or not to keep a pregnancy, they should be able to get access to care with dignity and without judgment or government interference.
Thank you, Madam Chair.